Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. As you guys know, Bitcoin and the altcoins are breaking out. Bitcoin kind of dipped over this recent couple hours, and this has caused Ethereum to start rallying. This is something that I talked about in one of my later videos where we can experience a Bitcoin correction while altcoins moon. This is something that hasn't happened since 2017, so today we're going to dive into some new altcoin analysis, and then we're going to finish things up by taking a look and a deep dive into XRP, because XRP is about to be breaking out and heading to 50 cents very soon. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And guys, check out the fastest growing and the very best Discord community out there in cryptocurrency. If you want to congregate with the rest of my community of over 17,000 members, make sure you guys click inside the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. Now on the Discord server, I also offer my amazing VIP course and signal. So if you guys want to ever copy my portfolio, follow every single trade that I take, as well as get access to private VIP videos that I only make inside of my Discord, then make sure you guys stay all the way to the end of this video, because then I'm going to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. One final thought is to make sure to download my free study guide. I made this ebook 38 pages long, full of a lot of really exciting information that's going to teach you guys a lot of ins and outs to cryptocurrency investing. I spent a ton of time dedicating towards making this to help you guys, new people getting into these markets, understand exactly what to do. And so you guys can download that. Links are provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so to start off this video, I want to take a look at Ethereum, and then we're going to dive into XRP, because ultimately, instead of looking at Bitcoin, because I've talked about Bitcoin a lot, I wanted to give you guys an update with Ethereum, because ultimately, whatever Ethereum does is going to dictate what direction the altcoins take. And to be quite honest, guys, you know, if Ethereum is bearish, then the rest of the altcoins are going to be bearish, and Ethereum is really the go-to index to know exactly where the heck we're going. And so what we can see right now is the fact that Ethereum is breaking out and making a higher high. This is something I've been talking to you guys about, updating you guys, and I've actually accumulated a significant amount of Ethereum all throughout this correction because I was very bullish on the long term. Now, the biggest reason for me accumulating so much was the fact that I was trying to get in at that threshold of holding at least 1 year and 1 day as an American. This is how you get this is how you qualify for long-term capital gains tax. And so it's really important for me as an American that I get in here, hold some long-term positions. And so I accumulated a lot because I told you guys that this was going to be the last sell-off that is truly the good buying opportunity to get in before, you know, you have to pay higher taxes as an American, and before prices start going parabolic. And that's exactly what we can see from this point. You know, Ethereum has basically just retested our major range here. And this is a very, very, very bullish sign, because with Ethereum retesting this range, you know, this was a major resistance level. This was resistance in 2017, short-term support in 2018, became resistance again in 2019, and then we just flipped this. And so this is a very, very bullish looking chart. And to be quite honest, guys, it looks perfectly like the disbelief phase of a market cycle. And we can see that right here. We can see that after the market corrects and it goes through this long, slow, rounded formation, the first higher high that we get is called the disbelief phase, and that's where nobody really expects it to go back up again. And this is exactly where we are. We just broke out of a 700-day range, guys. 700 days, over 700 days, 712-day range that we just broke out of, and this is about to really start rallying up hard. And to be quite honest, guys, my next target's going to be upwards of here at about $700 to $800 per ETH. And I honestly think that it's going to happen really quick, because if we take a look at Bitcoin, we can actually overlay the chart of Bitcoin onto Ethereum, and you guys are going to start to understand exactly what's taking place here, because it's virtually the same chart, right? Obviously, altcoins just follow whatever Bitcoin does, and when we take a look at Bitcoin, well, what's happening with Bitcoin? It's been rallying super hard after it broke out of its major resistance level. So what's Ethereum going to do? Well, it's going to follow Bitcoin and do the exact same thing up. And so what we've been seeing with Bitcoin is this major impulse, everything's going parabolic, and we're about to see the exact same thing in Ethereum. And it honestly wouldn't be nearly as fun if we weren't seeing Ethereum rally up with these prices. And so we're going to see this start to happen. You know, I think we're going to rally upwards of $800. We could even extend upwards of $1,000. We're going to have to watch and see. And this is why it's not the most important time to try and call an exact top. The most important thing was to accumulate while everything was cheap, because if we missed out on that, then we're missing out on a lot of profit potential. Because what I see with Ethereum, you know, where we stand right now, from current prices, you know, we're looking at about another 70% incline in price, which, you know, 70% isn't too crazy. But what's going to happen once we break all-time highs? Ultimately, what I expect here, you know, we'll rally up, we'll hit upwards of $800 to $1,000, and then we'll correct back down, most likely fall between, you know, $570 to $600 before, you know, making that next leg up in the cycle. And so this is, to be quite honest, what I'm expecting to have happen with Ethereum. Something along the lines of this. And to be quite honest, guys, it's very obvious to tell what's going on, because when we overlay the Bitcoin chart over this, it literally is following it identically. There's almost no difference here. And we're just building up. And what's interesting is the fact that Bitcoin's most likely going to top out pretty soon. And when Bitcoin actually starts to sell up, I would expect Ethereum to really finish out its impulse. And ultimately, whenever Bitcoin bottoms, that would be the time where Ethereum would top and Bitcoin would go through its next rally. And so we have this time where I was updating you guys where we haven't seen this since 2017, where Bitcoin might top out and actually start going down, and then altcoins rally. Up to this point, every time Bitcoin drops, altcoins just crash. And that's been the tale of the tape thus far. But this is something that happened a lot inside of 2017, was Bitcoin would rally super hard, it would suppress the alts, and then when Bitcoin would top out, all of the altcoins, the suppression would be lifted, and then they would take off and finish their moves. And that was kind of the way that the cycle rinsed and repeated the whole way up. And this is, honestly, guys, the first time that we're seeing it in this cycle, which should give you guys clear confidence that this is the bull run. The bull run is here and has been here since COVID, and we really need to be prioritizing the long term, because this is how we're going to make the majority of our money, guys. You know, ultimately, after we do find the short-term top, whether it be at $800, whether it be at $1,000, ultimately, I think it would produce about a 30 to a 40% sell-off. 40% sell-off from $800 would be approximately, take us back down to about 543. That would be a retest of the previous high. You know, to be quite honest, if we hit $800, I wouldn't expect us to go all the way down that low. I think it's more likely that we'd end up stopping around about $575, and that's where I'm going to be targeting. So anyways, guys, this is Ethereum. I wanted to give you guys this update because ultimately, if Ethereum is going up, the rest of the altcoins are going up, and we need to see Ethereum going up if we want to make these alt season gains. So now let's actually dive into the XRP analysis, because this thing is getting ready for a massive breakout that I've been warning everybody about for a long time. Alrighty, guys, so I got two different charts here to share with you. So chart number one is the XRP versus the dollar, and then chart number two is the XRP market cap. Now, market cap just shows the amount of value inside of the market. And obviously there can be different opinions about that. It's not the total amount of money inside the market. I get some arguments that people have around market cap. To be quite honest, I think the majority of people don't really even understand what market cap is. But for the sake of this, we're just going to call it the total amount of money inside of the cryptocurrency, specifically with XRP. In my opinion, the market cap kind of shows the volume. I think that this is a much more accurate explanation of volume than it actually is just total amounts of money. So that's the way I look at market cap. It's more just volume. Now, over here, we have the price chart against the dollar. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is there's two major differences between these charts, but I honestly think that both of these are pointing to bullish, and there's one of them that's pointing to even more bullish than the other. Now, the first one that we're going to talk about today is the XRP against the dollar, because this one itself is still below resistance. So we're on the weekly time frame. As you guys can tell here, this has been resistance for a very, very long time. A very, very long time. And it's been a respected resistance at that, right? You know, what we can see here inside of XRP is a resistance that takes us all the way back to 2017. When we had that big rally, after we originally broke out, we had this strong sell-off, and then we kind of consolidated here, coiled in this triangle, before ultimately experiencing our blow-off top. Now, when we look at this, and we can see this, the most important thing to understand here is the fact that how many times has price reacted to this level? The more times that price reacts to a given level, the more data that we have to go off of, and the more accurate our assumptions and analysis can be. And we can see that we've reacted to this once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different times. over 17 different times in which we've reacted to this level, whether it's acting as support or whether it's acting as resistance. 2017, it was resistance. We pumped. Bear market rolls around. It becomes short-term support for about 6 months. We sell through that. It becomes resistance for another 6 months. And now we're just still trending slightly below it. But this is why it's important, guys. I honestly believe that we are about to be experiencing a breakout, and we're actually already starting to see that. I accumulated quite a bit of XRP down here at 25 cents. You guys already know, I've been accumulating the crap out of XRP. My average entry price for XRP is 23 cents. My lowest entry price for XRP was 14 cents, so about right here. Nailed almost the exact bottom on this. It was a very scary time when COVID happened, but I'm thankful that I managed to pull the trigger and actually just accumulate aside from the emotional attachment to our money. Now, what we can see, guys, or what I personally see, I see an inverse head and shoulder forming. This is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder, right? Now, when we look at this, now, the way that you actually trade an inverse head and shoulder is you have the neckline. So this resistance up here at about, 30 cents, that's going to be our neckline. This is the shoulder, this is the shoulder, this is the neck, head, neck, shoulder, right? And on the right shoulder, we need to see a breakout of this neckline. Now, the way that you would target an inverse head and shoulder is you would take it from the low of the head up to the neckline. So right here, let's make this one black. And then you control copy that. And then you lay it on the top of that neckline. And that's going to be your target. So our target's about 47 cents or 50, roughly 47 to 50 cents, about right here. That's personally where I'm going to be looking to target XRP, because that's where I believe that we're going to be breaking out to next. We're going to get a strong impulse upwards of 50 cents. Ultimately, then I would expect to see a correction back down to about 32 cents or this resistance. But this time, instead of it acting as resistance like it has for the last 6 or 8 months, it's going to act as support. And this is going to be a perfect buy the dip scenario before we start breaking out and going much, much higher in this cycle. And I mean, you guys could even label this as an inverse head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder, and then another breakout, and you could target it the exact same way. Now, I'm not going to get into all these fractals of head and shoulders and inverse head and shoulders. I just wanted to share with you guys exactly kind of what I'm thinking with XRP, because it's looking very obvious to me that we're about to be breaking out. And I've been updating you guys saying that forever and ever. And to be quite honest, guys, we've only been making higher highs since COVID. So since March, we've only been uptrending. The only difference is the fact that other coins have been uptrending more than XRP. But if we take a look at the last cycle in XRP didn't break out until spring of 2017. XMR, Ethereum, Dash, all of these other cryptos had already been making impulses in higher highs. And so that's the thing to understand here. There's going to be so many people that are going to try to feed you FUD, going to try to sell you this wrong narrative about why XRP sucks. Oh, they're dumping on the market, yada, yada, yada. But actually, guys, there was an article that I just recently read that came out from Block Times, and what it is that XRP, Ripple, the company Ripple, the parent company of XRP, they are actually buying up XRP on the free market, and they cited healthy market conditions. So what that means is instead of them selling like they have been, they've been doing the founding dumps, and that's kind of the way the XRP is programmed. They've been selling all of their XRP, not all of it, but they've been selling XRP, and then they just recently switched to buying it. And is it coincidence that right when they switched, the price started going up? No, of course not. They honestly are about to be pumping XRP. And so we need to be aware of this, guys. We need to understand this type of stuff. And the people that are trying to sell you this idea that XRP is a scam, that XRP won't pump, these are the same idiots that said the same thing in the last cycle. And you can't listen to these people. Right now, God is opening the clouds and he says, "Come, my children, come, invest in XRP and make this profit." And this is why we have to be in on this stuff beforehand, because when this thing breaks out, it's going to happen so quick. If we look at what happened in the last cycle, the exact same thing happened. Bottom, and then out of nowhere, one day, it just explodes. The same thing is going to happen again, guys. And it really hinges upon a breakout of all-time high inside of Bitcoin. And I don't know if you guys have noticed what's been happening with Bitcoin recently, but we're just under all-time highs. About less than $4,000 under all-time highs. It's about 20%, guys. 20% away from all-time highs. And you're telling me that XRP isn't going to pump? A top 3 leader in market cap for 6+ years and running isn't going to pump? Okay, the same people making the same narratives, the same people that are wrong, the same people that don't make money inside of these markets. So just be aware of that. Now, let's actually dive into this chart here, because in my opinion, you could be bearish on the dollar chart. I could understand that. I can understand the argument for being bearish against the dollar because ultimately we're still below resistance, right? We could get rejected and we could fall to new lows, right? There's definitely the argument for that, but this is why I think that XRP is actually much more bullish than people are leading it to believe. When we look at the market cap of XRP, this is actually a much more accurate chart to look at than looking at the dollar pair. And the reason for this is because if we look at this chart, we are actually on support and we have never left support. So if we come all the way over here and we label this, this entire move has been on support. So as we made our higher high and as we rejected off of this resistance here at about 15 billion, we fell onto support of all of this. So all of this was resistance in 2017, resistance, 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 resistance. Bear market rolls around, it becomes support for about 6 months. And then it really became resistance, you know, maybe COVID and maybe a little bit in December. But we ended up flipping that and it's now acting as support. And so the market cap is bullish, guys. The market cap has been sitting on support since the September 7th. It's been on support forever, ever since we actually broke above it in around July to August, right? And so this is actually bullish. And this perfectly explains why XRP is bullish and why anybody that's trying to say that XRP is going to go to new lows is simply stupid. I have to just be honest there. They're just making a terrible mistake and they're going to regret it. I can guarantee you that. XRP is a 15x from where it's at to the all-time high. Go find another high cap coin that's a 15x to all-time highs. Oh, wait. No, there's very few out there that are actually a market leader that has a top 3 status in market cap for 6+ years. And you're telling me that this thing's bearish. Just block those people. They don't know what they're talking about. We got to ignore them because ultimately we're focused on the long term. And XRP is sitting right at support. Now, let's actually go ahead and look at the Bitcoin pair because this is a really interesting pattern that I've noticed here that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, I've gone through plenty of videos in times past, and I've told you guys about how this entire move here is just a fractal of this, right? It's just repeating itself. And this is the way that these market cycles work. The same thing happens with Ethereum. If we look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, this entire move here is the same thing as this entire move here. It's repeating the exact same fractal. And that's how the Bitcoin pairs actually develop. And so what we can see here, and just to briefly explain it for maybe the people that don't know, maybe the people that haven't watched my channel, we get the top here, fully retrace. We get the second top here, fully retrace, right? Top here, fully retrace, top here, fully retrace, right? And so what we've been going through is this entire slow consolidation, right? This entire move all the way back down. That's where we've been at as XRP investors. Now, what I want to tell you guys, not to get into a bunch of fractal analysis, is the time frames in which these pumps correlated. Now, if we take from the top of this pump and we go all the way over to the very bottom before we saw the next pump, we can see that that's about 1,250 days, right? From the high all the way to the low. That was about 1,250 days in duration. Now, if we do the same thing again and we go from this top and we go all the way over to where we're currently sitting at, where is that taking us? Well, we're sitting at 1,275 days. And so the amount of time between each pump is exactly the same. And this is why we're about to experience a massive bull run. Is it coincidence that Bitcoin is sitting perfectly right by all-time highs, right as XRP is perfectly consolidated to the exact same period of time in which the last pump took place? Not only is it consolidating at the exact same time frame, but it also looks exactly the same as far as market structure goes. Guys, coincidence doesn't exist. I am a firm believer that coincidence does not exist. And because of that, when I see this many parallels across XRP, I literally just don't understand why anybody is bearish. It makes zero sense to me. This is the time where you want to be the most bullish that you possibly could, because what we're seeing here, guys, is a perfect repeat of that fractal. Now, on top of this, before we jump into anything else, we're also coming down perfectly on support of my target. This is the target that I told you guys to target as far as BTC pair for XRP, and this is what I've been watching for, and we're almost there. We're like basically right there. We've got maybe one more low, and if it even needs to go that low, we don't know yet. But what we can see is we're falling right back down onto that support level, and this is the support level that I've been watching for, because if you guys understand the way the fractal works, see this low point right here? If we draw a support level, notice where the exact bottom took place before the pump. It took place exactly at the lowest point of that bear market, right? After the first pump, we fully retraced, and then the very low of that ultimately becomes the bottoming point before the next cycle. Now, if we look at this, where is that? Well, the first pump's here. This is the fully retraced move of that. Where is the bottom? Well, according to the last cycle, it comes perfectly on support of that last move. Where are we at today? Perfectly on support of that last move. On top of that, we are about the exact same time frames between each one. Guys, this is perfectly correlated with Bitcoin and Bitcoin's halvings. People that don't understand this are simply going to miss out. It's so obvious. The charts are screaming at you right now. God opened the clouds of abundance and he spoke to you inside of a vision. This is happening right now to you. Just pretend I'm God and pretend that I'm giving you guys this information. I'm channeling you this amazing knowledge. And you guys are taking from the forbidden fruit. And the forbidden fruit is buying XRP today. So just be aware of that, guys. Buy everything that you possibly can. This is not financial advice, but I'm buying everything that I possibly can. I have spent so much money on crypto over the last specifically the last month and a half. I've spent so much money on crypto that, my CPA had to tell me not to buy anymore. Otherwise, I wouldn't have enough money for taxes. And so if that doesn't tell you how bullish I actually am, nothing's going to tell you. And you guys are going to miss out again. Don't be the person that misses out. I can guarantee you that it sucks way worse missing out than it sucks, buying something and then, closing out for 100% profit, or buying something and then seeing it go up another 100x. It hurts way worse watching it go up 1,000x and you didn't even have the opportunity to buy any of it. Or you had the opportunity to buy it and you just didn't take it. That sucks. It stings. I haven't been there because I went all in on crypto, but I know people that did. And I'm telling you firsthand, don't do it. All right, guys, as we wrap up this video, I want to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up for the video course and signals for the people that want to. Now, first and foremost, guys, if you like what I do on this channel, you like my analysis, and you want to be able to get sound strategies, and you want to be able to copy somebody's portfolio, you should really check out my VIP stuff that I offer inside of my signals. Guys, you like my analysis. You know how spot on I've been since March and even back since I've started my channel. For some of my older subscribers, you guys know how accurate I've been across the board. And if you guys want to get access to all of these signals before I post them or before I talk to them on YouTube, you guys really need to check out the signals. Now, I offer two packages. I offer the video course or I offer the signals. Now, the video course is 20 educational videos that are going to teach you guys all of my strategies for profiting. Really, it's going to teach you technical analysis. So all the stuff that I'm drawing on the charts, that's what's going to teach you. Now, the signals are a way for you guys to copy my entire portfolio. On top of that, I post every single trade that I take in there. So you guys are going to know exactly what percentages of my portfolio I've allocated to each investment. And then on top of that, you're also going to know exactly what new trades that I'm going to be taking, stop losses, exits, and all of that stuff. When I'm going to take profits, where I'm going to move those profits. And then on top of that, I've also got private VIP videos that are offered inside of the signals so that you guys can get further education aside from YouTube. And so if you guys want to get access to the very best Discord community, get access to all of my private calls, all of my signals, all of the calls that I get from other people that I know inside the crypto space, make sure that you guys sign up today. Links are provided for you in the description. You guys can purchase them together or separate. If you guys can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first because this is going to be the way that you're going to be able to copy my portfolio and make insane gains over this next cycle. Now, as we wrap up this video, guys, if you don't want to sign up for any of my VIP content, I do have a free ebook that's linked inside the description as well. And so at the very least, you guys should download that. It's free. You don't have to cost you anything, but you guys are going to get a really amazing study guide that I spent a lot of time dedicating towards making that really teaches you guys a lot of the ins and outs to cryptocurrency trading and investing. On top of that, it kind of shows you a little bit of in-depth analysis as far as what I do every single day, what I'm doing inside of my group. And then I've also got a 10-part quiz packed in there so you guys can go through, read all the contents of the ebook, and then quiz yourself at the end so you retain all of that knowledge learned. Once again, guys, links are provided for you in the description. Thank you all so much for the support. And with all that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.